believe we are live on YouTube.
We are now live. Hello, good evening and welcome to Weymouth Town Council Planning and Licensing here on the Tuesday, the 14th of April, 2026. We'll go straight into item 1, which is apologies for absence. We've received 2 from Councillor Clifford and Councillor Harmsworth. There are no substitutions, so I'd like to propose that we accept those apologies, seconded by Councillor Dickens. All those in favour? That is unanimous.
Thank you.
Any declarations of interest? We've received no declarations of interest in any of the items on the agenda, but should you have, while we're going through them, any interests, please shout up. We'll now go on to item 3, which is minutes of the last meeting. To approve the minutes of the last meeting held on the 17th of March 2026 as a true and accurate record. I would like to propose, and it's seconded by Councillor Dickens. Has anybody got anything to say on the minutes? No? All those in favour? That's unanimous. Item 4, public participation. We haven't received anything, nothing in writing, and we have no members of the public here. So we'll now move on to item 5, which is planning applications for discussion. And I'll start off with Councillor Orrell, who wishes to discuss the Sticks and Bones application.
Thank you. I'm inclined to approve it, but I looked at the map they had their area, and it struck me that although it makes perfect sense from the Sticks and Bones point of view, if a new pub opens up in the Brewery Square development, instead of taking the entire forecourt, they might have to take an angle.
Yeah.
So it's probably theoretical, but as things stand, and they haven't actually opened the pub in the brewery complex, I think we should let it go, but we should note that.
Yeah, because they years ago, the little bistro next door to them, they had to come to an agreement, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because if the bistro had said no, they'd have lost even more.
Yes.
But, anybody else got any thoughts on Sticks and Bones? So you would just like to propose that we
Usual thing, but I just wanted to air it.
that we fully support. Yeah, we fully support this.
So fully support.
So would you like to propose it, John? Seconded by Councillor Day. Because it is an excellent wet weather venue, and it's something a little bit different.
It is.
Yeah. So you just want to read that?
Yeah, so this is going to be a fully supportive comment. So the council fully supports the application. Just trying to work out how to word this. However, should a new pub open in Brewers Quay,
They have to come to
some agreement regarding the sharing the forecourt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Just taking notes. Okay, we just need to take a vote on that, please.
Yep. So anybody else got anything to say? No. So all those in favour? And that's unanimous. Thank you very much, John. Next, we move on to Councillor Dickens, wishes to discuss 7 Brackendown Avenue.
Yeah, this is another extremely large balcony being proposed on the back of a property that is above and overlooking on a rather steep slope. So it's a matter of overlooking. It's too big, and although they're putting up quite high screens on the sides, it's only a 1 metre glass screen on the rear that's overlooking. So there's definite loss to privacy on the properties in East Down Avenue. So it's Brackendown where the balcony will be, and East Down Avenue. There are two of our electorate are objecting to this, and I feel that we should, bearing in mind that we've already voted against 2 of identical applications to try and keep this keep a level playing field for everybody. we should really not be supporting this one.
Is the balcony looking down into gardens or into the house? Into
It's
gardens?
so the house is up here, the next load of houses are down
Yeah,
there. The back garden goes down and it just looks straight into the back of the house below.
okay. And what's there at the moment then?
There is a very small balcony there. So it's not like this is a completely new balcony.
I can
But
show,
then-
I can show the elevations
Yeah.
if you like,
Yeah,
proposed and
it's the, it's the proposed lower ground
So-
floor.
So if we show the existing, and I need to try and rotate that.
Now you've got to spin them round, I'm
Let me
afraid.
rotate it.
So that's as it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay,
The existing south
okay.
is the one that's looking down the garden,
And let's go.
proposed, and again, I'm afraid you're gonna have to turn it round. And then
Okay.
you can see,
You can see the usage of the balcony is going to change, isn't it?
yeah,
There's going to be a lot more usage of that.
yes,
There's
oh, absolutely.
Definitely an invasion of privacy on the houses below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it now covers the entire width of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I think the main thing here is that if we've already objected to two similar developments, then
think
we ought
we'd
to
be,
be consistent with this.
I think
So
we need to be
I support
consistent,
your objection.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, there aren't quite as many complaints this time, but there are people that are
Yeah.
speaking up. Yeah,
Anybody else like to say anything? So
I propose it,
we object on the grounds of overlooking and loss of privacy.
yeah.
okay, we just need to take a vote.
So who's seconding it?
Councillor Young,
Yeah,
I'll second
yeah. So, and nobody else, all those in favour of the proposal? That's unanimous.
Yep.
Thank you.
We now have the following planning application that was received just prior to agenda. 163 Preston Road. Has anybody got anything to say on that one, or, well, I'd like to propose that we move it into item 6, which is planning applications, no objection. Do I have a seconder with that? Councillor Orell? All those in favour? That's unanimous. We now move into item 6, which is planning applications with no comment. Has anybody got any that they would like to pull out before we, yeah, thank you, John.
If you don't mind, the former vehicle maintenance building changing the use of land,
so if you just give me the planning application number.
00983.
Oh, yeah.
I bring it up because it's caused a lot of comment in local social media, not all of it well informed. So the worth area. We have to vote to bring it.
What do you got?
Yeah, so. So do we need to vote to bring it up into section 5 or?
If,
Yeah.
John,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just,
for comment, yeah.
Yeah, to comment on it.
yeah, I'm just.
So
gonna-
John would like to propose it, I'll second it. All those in favour that we bring it back into item 5, that's unanimous. Right, go ahead, John.
Okay, it's worth just talking about this because it's been raised in social media on echoed in an article, and there's lots of social media comment in various other fora. And a lot of people went off on completely the wrong track, thinking that this was a permanent highways depot, where in fact it's a temporary depot making use of the land while the rest of the area is acquired and redeveloped, with the view that the other main sites in the town are done first, the Peninsula, North Quay and St Nicholas, and then this will be done in due course. And it'll be a much grander and better scheme, but rather than the land going to waste for many years, it's going to be used as a depot.
Yeah.
So it's just to clarify, the council is not forgetting attractions, education, housing, employment. It's just using the land temporarily. So as such, I'd like to support that.
Yeah, and is it to relieve pressure at Chick Hill?
Yeah,
Yes.
this makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Not landline.
Yeah.
I can't see it causing much trouble to neighbours because it'll be used in the daytime. It's all low rise.
Yeah.
So on planning grounds like overlooking and loss of amenity, there's no issue.
Right. So
Propose that we
you propose that we support
support
this?
it and
It's a fairly scrubby site at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's not a beauty spot that they're talking about.
it's not huge.
So would you like something along the lines of the council fully supports the application for the temporary use of the land?
Absolutely.
Use the land.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Further development.
Yeah, okay, waiting further development, lovely. Thanks, Don.
Okay, so we have a proposal from John, seconded by councillor Taylor. Anybody else like to pass any comments? No? No? Okay, all those in favour?
Thank
That's
you.
unanimous.
Yeah.
Would you like to pull out any other ones? No? Well, in that case, we can vote on block on these, that we send our normal response. I'll propose that, seconded by councillor Dickens. Anybody? No, everybody happy to, yeah, all those in favour? And that's unanimous. We now move on to item 7, and we don't have any. Item 8 is planning applications responded to under delegated powers. We have, these are information items, but would anybody like to pull any out for discussion tonight? No, so we've noted that. We don't have to vote on that, do we? No. We now come to item 9, which is appeals. And we have one appeal, which is land to the rear of 53 Dorchester Road. Would anybody like to talk on this one? And agree whether it wishes to make any comments or modify, withdraw its original representation?
So the appeal, the letter that came through looked like it was a clear refusal from Dorset Council. It isn't. What the applicant is appealing is condition 5 of the planning decision. There we go, there's condition 5 there. So I think it's the access that they're trying to remove that condition. Do we want to look at some appeal documents so that you can see what the applicant said in their appeal?
Yeah.
2680. Just wait until everyone's finished reading that.
The planning permission's been given.
Planning permission's been given for that
Right.
planning application, but they're appealing condition 5.
This particular,
Okay, let's have a look.
So the condition is they want to have, the council wants to ensure there's access for wheelchairs and pedestrians.
Yeah,
That seems fairly
but it would look
Yeah.
appear that the applicant is trying to remove that, I think.
odd.
Seems like an odd thing to want to remove.
Yes,
Yeah, wheelchairs and pedestrian.
yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying, how do you actually get in?
It's only accessible to people with jetpacks.
Take one of the leaps to get in.
Be likely to generate an increase in pedestrian traffic. Too music.
That's a lot, it's the increase in pedestrian traffic.
Oh, that's the wrong.
Yeah.
Highways observations, let's try and find the appellant's case.
It's quite rare, sorry, I'm going to speak.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
do,
it's
John.
quite rare for highways to actually say anything
Think-
in
yeah.
applications, so they've actually come out fairly strongly.
Yeah,
No,
Oh,
it's
this
just-
is-
that's a very
that carries a bit of
confusing
weight.
map.
new.
Try-
I've never known them, you know,
They
Is
normally,
is parking tight around there or something?
yes. Yeah, they're building,
Start
on
with,
it.
is it?
there's lots of flats that are in there and a few garages, they're intended to build, not the garages down and build the garages, so there's
No,
even
that's
less
not
parking.
Oh, even more parking, yeah.
Let's find it
But not
eventually.
cars, it's parking.
Yeah,
That's
Um,
big.
it's very-
yeah.
Very different.
Here we go. So this is what the appellants put through. So that's condition 5 detail there. Okay, shall I go down to the reason for appeal?
yeah.
Okay, so it looks like highways insisted upon wheelchair use to provide direct pedestrian access onto Dorchester Road. So would that have been down the side of Bill,
Yeah.
down the side of 53 Dorchester Road?
No,
Yeah, because to force them onto that lane, the back lane there is quite narrow.
It's very narrow,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if a wheelchair went down there and a car came, the wheelchair would.
just block the whole thing up.
Yes.
then.
So do we stick with our original?
What was that?
What was our original? What was
Our original comment was. It was just the standard comment, the council supports the application, raises no
So
objection.
we can't really do much about that, can we?
Yeah, are we allowed to support the highway officer? Or,
Yeah, we are allowed to make comments on this appeal. Members are asked to consider the appeal detailed above and agree whether the committee wishes to make any comments or modify stroke withdraw its original representation.
I think we should support the highways officer.
Okay, so do we therefore, or do you therefore wish to withdraw the original representation?
Yes,
we can still support the development, but we want
Yeah.
there to be safe access, so.
Yeah.
Still support the housing, but
Okay,
it needs to be safe access.
Yeah,
the council continues to support the proposed housing. However,
we do support the highways comments.
support, yeah.
Would like to see the access improved. You happy with that?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
So just want to just check what Nick is going to
Council
tell you.
continues to support the proposed housing, however, supports the highways officer's comments and would like to see access improved.
So we have the, from councillor Rell, seconded by councillor Taylor.
Okay,
Any, Tim, no, Beverly? No? So all those in favour? Again,
very
that is
much.
unanimous. Thank you, John. We can now move on. Where are we now then? This is,
We are now on,
that was item 8. No, they're on to item, done 7. 8.
yeah, we're coming on to item. Where's item 10?
Yeah, it'll be item 10.
Item 10, setting out
Yeah,
licenses.
licenses, which we have none. Item 11, development council. This again is a certificate of lawfulness. Does anybody have any information on 20 Lennox Street? Members are asked to consider the application detailed above and agree whether the committee can provide any evidence that the claim used or development has existed or not existed continuously for 4 or 10 years. I have no evidence. No.
No, so we
No.
don't need to make any comments. right?
Yeah. We come on to item 12 now, which is a request for double yellow lines on Glendinning Avenue. Residents have reported a severe problem of people parking, and there was photographs provided up on the pavements on both sides of Glendinning Avenue, where we are asked to consider the request detailed above and agree whether the committee supports the request being sent up to Dorset Council for assessment and scoring. I think we should send it up
Mm,
to
Yes,
see what Dorset Council have to say about it. So the committee supports the request being sent up to Dorset Council.
Yeah.
I'll propose it, seconded by councillor Young. Anybody, anything? No, no, all those in favour? And that's unanimous, Nicky.
okay, thank you.
Item 13, traffic regulation TROs. Members are asked to consider the proposal detailed above and agree any comments to be submitted to Dorset Council. This is the new disabled bays. I think if I'm correct, the ones that they were putting up, there was a list in the appendix.
So these are existing disabled parking bays where Dorset Council have been contacted, sometimes by the homeowner, sometimes by a family member if the person's passed away, to say that the disabled bay is no longer required. Do you want to see the list of roads?
Yeah, there was quite a few disabled parking.
There we go. They've done one public notice for county-wide. We've got Argyle Road, Avalanche Road. Oh no, Avalanche Road's Portland.
Yeah.
Argyle Road, Bradford Road, Chickerell Road, Galway Road, Hanover Road, Southview Road and Western Road.
Has anybody got any comments that they like? Or we just, I don't know what to say, do we?
it's a technical issue, this,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
What should we say? Well, you have no comment or?
No comment, David.
No comment?
No comment?
Okay.
Yep. So I'll propose no comment, seconded by councillor Taylor. All those in favour? That's unanimous. We now move on to, is it item 14?
No, we've got another one, I believe, under item 13,
See.
notice of making Dorset Council waiting, loading, stopping and parking places map based on
That's
amendment.
North Quay one,
North
isn't it?
Quay.
Yeah. Appendices C and 2E.
Yeah, okay.
Members are asked to note the notice of making and made order attached.
Oh,
Anybody got anything that they would like to say on this?
Trying to find it because it disappeared from my.
I think we missed the deadline anyway.
Sorry?
I think we missed it anyway because it came into force on the 3rd of April.
Oh, no, this is a notice of making, so what's my recommendation?
Just to
Just to
note.
note it, so, yeah,
Okay,
so we don't. need to
Duly
think
noted.
about that.
everybody,
Okay.
yeah. We can now move on to item 14, which is information items. Does anybody wish to bring any items up? The Sailing Club, Greenway Road, Radipole Lane?
I'll just comment about the solar club, but I'm all for these solar panels, but it faces east-west, and I'm surprised that there's actually enough solar light, enough light there to generate pretty
Yeah.
much there. Because it's right below the slope there, isn't it?
Yeah.
With all those trees on, but, you know, if I think it's worth it. I
Coast Guard cottages sit
Exactly,
right above.
yeah, yeah, absolutely support it, but just surprised that it's worth doing there.
Anybody got anything? And also, it's finally come through that the pathway alongside Radipole School is in there as well for noting. We discussed that quite a while back and Tim's been on top of that. But it's finally, it looks like it's gonna be pushed through.
It was
Yeah.
not David that's been involved.
Well, if nobody's got any comments or anything, we have no emergency items, do we? No, no. In that case, I'll close the meeting at 7:25. And thank you all committee.
I will just stop the live stream.